Okay, our last video for final week of lab, kind of our final drawing assignment. Just wanted to point out from the previous one, I did go in and made some adjustments to our interior, to my interior shot anyway. You can see I added some people, I widened out the view, made a couple adjustments, and you can see I added some glass bottles and some flowers on the table. I don't know whether you can see the flowers, but pretty high resolution. Um, at least when you look at it from back here and on a sheet of paper. So just dressed it up a little bit. The settings on this for rendering, um, if I go back to this 3D view um, and go to my rendering dialog, I set it up to render in medium. I set the output settings to printer 300 dpi, so it prints out better. Gives a little. I changed the scheme to interior and interior with sun and artificial. Style was sky with no clouds, clear day. Didn't mess with the exposures at all, just left it the way it was and then rendered it. Now this rendering took about 40 minutes, so depending on your uh, your view and the number of lights, keep that in mind. So what we're going to do now is move on to the exterior view. So I'm going to, I'll close this out. I'm going to go to my site plan. And I want to determine the best view to look at this from. So I'm going to probably look from, maybe I'll try this view from here, looking towards the hotel. So we'll experiment with this a little bit. There's my camera. Let's say save the project. So I'm going to come down here and park my camera, right about here, and just take a look right across the parking lot. Okay, not bad. Um, so what we're going to do now is expand this out a little bit in this direction. I want to get up so I can see all of my, so I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here so I can see everything. I want to get up to the very top of the hotel, just above the roof line, right about there. Widen this out in this direction. Nice. Okay. Do a double click. So that doesn't look too bad. I'm going to leave that there. Now that would be my 3D view 2 that I'm in right here now. Remember when we saved the other one, our interior room, once I got done with that rendering, it's saved as typical guest room. So make sure after you've gone into this room and you do the rendering here, come on, show it to me. There it is. Make sure you say save to project, and it will keep it in a rendering folder so you don't lose it. You don't have to wait another 40 minutes to get that done. So let's go back to my site plan just for a minute. Now that I know what I can see in that area, I'm going to take a couple of these cars and move them. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm going to move this car. Excuse me again, I'm sorry. I'll move this one over here. I probably want to move it back here. Oh, got sneezes. All right. I'm going to grab a couple. Let's put a couple more trees in. Go to architecture component. No, architecture. Masking and site. We can do it easier here. Just go to a site component. Um, I threw a dumpster in the back. Put a goose of dogwood. Don't know what that is. I'm going to throw a couple of those out here on the sides. Kind of wrap them around the outside of the building. Sorry. Enough with the sneezing, right? So that doesn't look too bad. Maybe I'll take one of these lights here. Just hit my escape. I'm going to copy this one down here more to the kind of divide the parking lot up in half. Let's go back and take a look at our plan. 3D view 2. So there's our new car parked out there. I'm going to widen this out just a little bit to more of a landscape mode. Okay, let's take a look at it and see what we look like in a realistic view. Just a basic one. Okay. Not too bad. I don't want the focus to be on that Tundra truck, which I really like in the background. So that's good. You can see I only have the floors and the outside pieces to the top. So let's go find a background shot now. So we'll get into Chrome. Excuse me. Must be allergies. Now that I know what my perspective is, I can kind of adjust. Let's see. See what might work. I don't want one with the sun because I want the sun to be in front. I almost think something like this. See what else. I don't want a lot of trees in it. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one here. So I'll bring that up. I want to view the image because that'll actually bring it up at full resolution rather than just grabbing it off the side. Yeah, not liking that one quite as much. I like a little better cloud formations. Ooh, that one's nice. Very nice. View image. That's wallpaper. Save image as. And I'm going to put this in the same library. Come on. Must be thinking. I'll give it a second. There we go. Of course, now I'll get two of them. And I'm just going to retype and call this one background. There it is. It's a pretty big picture, so I'm going to not look at a word from their sponsors. Now, to put a background image in, I'm just going to go to my graphic display options over here. Get down here to where it says background. click the box, and I'm going to say image, and customize image. No, we don't want that. Image. None selected. How do I select it? Image, right here. Background. Okay. And stretch it to whatever I need. It'll work. And apply. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So now, here's what we want to do. Kind of a prairie view. We'll call it a rustic county up in the potato field. So this will be the rustic county. So now, let's go to our edit mode. Yeah, I might be able to bring that up just a little bit on the bottom, like maybe there. And of course, this will adjust my background a little bit, so you kind of got to be careful. Because I have a bunch of, there we go. That's still not too bad. I kind of like that. So now we'll go to our rendering dialog. We got exterior sun only. We can say exterior sun and artificial, just for the heck of it. And we click on our artificial lights, we can take out all of the interior lights in the room that we don't need, but I'm going to leave those street lights on just to get a little bit of glow out of them. See what it looks like. Plus, hey, I got time. So, our background, sky with a few clouds. Let's just give it just sky with, and we don't want any haze. What else do we have? Not cloudy. I'm going to say sky with very few clouds. Nah, few clouds is good. Now we're going to set it to the printer at 300 dpi, so it's going to give it a nice large, I mean it's a big file, uncompressed it's 26.3. And let's go ahead and give this a render and see what we end up with. So if it takes 40 minutes, I'll cut this out of videotape so you'll get it more of a time lapse, but we'll see how it goes. I hadn't done the exterior, so to tell you the truth, this is my first attempt at it. It may take several attempts before I get it just the way I want it, but I want to give it a shot. Yeah, I know I can't find that fabric. I think this will be quicker than the interior because we don't have as many lights to deal with. So I can see that this is moving along a little bit faster. Plus it's in draft mode. So that's going to be quick anyway. So I'll probably do it again after this. And then just cut it out of the tape. You should be able to see what it looks like here in probably 2 or 3 minutes, but the final one that I put into the drawing will be a more of a medium quality rendering. If I went to high quality, I'd have to leave it overnight, so, you know, one of those deals. Dum-de-dum-dum. What this is doing is actually taking each of those little orange frames and rendering them multiple times across the screen, and that's why it gets smaller and smaller each time it does it, so that it gives us the best resolution that we can get based on 300 dpi for a printer. Usually when it gets up just about 50%, it'll start rendering on this. It's really more of a time issue now. It's kind of like anything else. Once you get it started, then you notice something. Oh, I wish I'd done this and wish I'd done that. You go back and put it in, and you got to wait another 40 minutes for it to render. But it's kind of a labor, to get the best. And if we're doing this as a sales tool, then you just kind of time it right so you can kind of leave the thing running overnight. And now you see it's getting down to these little small squares. And now there we go, 50% started rendering, right on the money. All right, so let's see how we're doing. Not bad. Remember, it's draft, so there's my pickup. Got some guy standing out there by that, probably looking kind of shifty. Should have put some cameras on the outside of my hotel. So I don't notice much with the lights. I'll probably turn those off so we just deal with the sunlight on the outside, just to speed it up when I go to a higher quality. Getting some good shadows on my vehicles. See, the hotel's not quite finished. They don't have any rooms on the upper floors, but that's okay. No railings on the balcony on the inside yet, but that's coming. You see it kind of modeled my background just a little bit. It kind of, made those clouds kind of hazy in the background. And that's, when we get into a few clouds, maybe if I'd said it was clear, but that's fine. It's just giving me something other than still pretty cool. Hope you all show your families your hotel when you get back during the summer and show them that you actually did do something this year productive. %, getting there. Oh, those trees are kind of ugly, but that's okay. Neat little picture. Okay. So I'm thinking that that'll work for my final view. So what I'm going to do now is change it from draft to I'm going to put it at high resolution just to see, and then I'll let you go. Changing you have made to the rendering are not shown in this image. Press render to update. No kidding. Alright, so I think everything else is cool. I'm going to hit render. And what I'll do is I'm going to stop the video right now, and then I will pick it up when this thing is done, and I'm going to go get myself a cup of coffee. So hang tight, and I'll be back. So 2 hours and 10 minutes later, I have my image, and I've just clicked on Save to Project, so I'm going to call this one Exterior Perspective. We'll say OK. And we can close this out. So I did this at 300 DPI with a high setting, so that's why it took so long. Exterior, sun, and artificial. My artificial lights I chose were just my street lights. I didn't adjust any exposure here, so I'll go back to the model. That's what I started with. So now we're going to go to our final sheet. This hopefully will be a quick video now. And zoom out. We'll get our exterior perspective from our rendering view, bring it over, place it on the screen. Nice. And hit activate view. And we can increase the size. probably close to what I'm looking for. And I'm making it a little bigger and overlapping it because I'm hoping to be able to make the room just a little smaller. Back to my sheet. Click this one, activate that view. And we'll bring that one in a little bit. Maybe a little more. That looks pretty good. Go back to my sheet. Go pull these off to the side. I have no idea. There's my title. Again, if I select the whole reference, I can bring this in. Zoom in, take a look. How much detail that has on it. That is cool. Okay, and the dude standing out next to the truck. And imagine if you put a lot of signage and things like that in here, how much more you could add to it. But I think it makes a pretty nice presentation cover sheet for our drawings. And with that, our final step, of course, is to go to our big R. We're going to do a save as, actually export to images and animation, image. We'll save the project if it wants us to. Probably a good idea just in case we lose something. And we're going to put this one into our, make sure I can find it this time. I'm going to go to my desktop and I think this is where I put the last one. I remember the CIE 101A 2015. I'm going to put it in my assignments area. CJ's Hotel Final Assign. And I'm going to save this. I think I said JPEG. Yeah, JPEG's here. Maybe I'll try it at like 3,000. Again. Assignments, okay. Let's minimize this. Take a look in our folder under assignments. And there it is. It's only 393 kilobytes, so it's not bad. It brings it up in my Sketchbook Pro. Text isn't too bad. Image looks awesome. Okay. So then I'm going to take this and we're going to dump this JPEG right into the Blackboard assignment, which I'll have up for you shortly, and you can just attach that. We'll count this as 2 homework assignments. So make sure you get everything where it needs to be. And with that, have a good summer. And if I see, now remember we will have a lab on Monday for those that want to come in and get some additional help or go through some things or just check in. You're welcome to come in. Any of the labs can show up at the 3 or the 5 o'clock lab. We will be there tinkering with things and maybe sitting around just waiting for things to render, but you know, come if you want. If not, you can do this by yourself, upload it, and if I don't see you, have a good summer.